is 6. And again, unless I have a good reason not to, I'm going to use the 4th box on this grid as my period. And this is the grid you'll see on the unit test when you're asked to graph by hand. Online, you're going to see all sorts of different things. C is pi over 2, which tells you your horizontal shift or phase shift by doing C divided by B, pi over 2 divided by pi over 3, pi over 2 times 3 over pi, which is 3 pi over 2 pi, which is 3 halves. So that's the important number part of your phase shift. But you need to tell me the direction. So because we have x plus pi over 2, and an x change does the opposite of what you think. Plus, you would think makes it go to the right, but this is actually going to go to the left. So it's 3 over 2 to the left, or 1.5 to the left would be okay as well. D in this problem is -1. So our vertical shift is down 1. You need to tell me the number part, which is the 1, and then the correct direction of movement, which in this case, the -1 is affecting the y, and y changes do what you think, so subtracting 1 should make it move down 1. If they ask for the midline, just make sure you include the y equals with the -1. Sometimes they do that for you on the online assignment, sometimes they don't. And I'm also only going to do the A and the B changes first. And then I'm going to do the C and the D changes next and in a different color. So you can do this if you want. You can use pencil and draw it very lightly or dotted at first. And then you can use pencil darker and thicker for your final answer, or use pencil at first and use blue or black ink later for something that you turn in to me. In your notes, you can do whatever colors you like. So sine with a vertical dilation of 6 and a period of 6. Sine starts at the origin, goes up to the maximum of positive 6 in this case, back to the middle, down to the minimum, and back to the middle. So that's sine, from which I'm going to get cosecant. Cosecant has a vertical asymptote everywhere sine is 0. And the goal of using the technique I'm showing you is that we end up with something that looks very much like our parent graph after we change A and B, because we're changing the scale, not changing, leaving the scale the same and changing our graph. So the maximum of sine is going to be a relative minimum of cosecant for the U-shaped piece opening up, and the minimum of sine is a relative maximum of cosecant for the U-shaped piece going down. So that is the A, that is 6 changed, and the B, that's pi over 3 changed. I haven't finished, but I've chopped it up into manageable pieces. I did the sine part, I did the cosecant part with just A and B, and now I can finish and do any horizontal shifting and vertical shifting. And that's the way I like to do it. If you find a better way that works for you, that's fine, but you are going to have to be able to graph these, putting the points in the right place. I think this way works pretty well for most students. For the C and the D, I need to go left 3 over 2 and down 1. That is sometimes easier than others, depending on your scale. On the x-axis, 4 boxes is 6, so 2 boxes would be 3, so 1 box would be 3 over 2 or 1.5. So going left 3 over 2 or 1.5 is going to be left 1 box. The y scale, I have 2 boxes is 6, so 1 box is 3, but I'm supposed to go down 1, so I'm going to have to try to go down 1/3 of a box. Do the best you can with the numbers that you get. Generally on the test, I have a little bit more control, so I can try to make them nicer, but if you make a mistake or I choose numbers unwisely, just do the best you can. So I'm going to be moving left 1 box because of my scale and down 1/3 of a box because of my scale. So this vertical asymptote that is at the y-axis is going to move left 3/2, which is 1 box on this scale. The second vertical axis also goes left 1 box. The third vertical asymptote goes left 1 box. And now I need to move the points of the U-shaped piece. And the points need to have the X change as well as the Y change. The vertical asymptotes, they go on forever vertically, so the up or down change isn't going to affect them. But the U-shaped piece that was 2 boxes from the origin to the right and 2 boxes up now needs to go 1 box to the left because of 3/2 to the left and down 1/3 of a box to the best of your ability. Try for a little bit less than a half. And then draw the U-shaped piece of that graph opening up. Then from the other minimum of sine, which is the relative maximum of cosecant, do the same thing. Left 1 box because of the left 3/2 and down to your best of your ability 1, which is 1/3 of a box, and draw that U-shaped piece opening down.